The rain came down in sheets, the kind that turned every pothole into a lake and every streetlight into a smeared halo. Marcus Hayes gripped the wheel of his '98 Chevy, wipers fighting a losing battle, radio spitting out flood warnings between bursts of static. He was bone-tired. 12 hours at the garage, 4 more rewiring a restaurant kitchen downtown, and all he wanted was to get home to Ava before Mrs. Jenkins had to leave. 6 years old and already smarter than most adults, his daughter was the only thing that still made sense in his life. Then the headlights caught it. A black Mercedes half in the ditch, front end crumpled against an oak, steam and smoke mixing in the downpour. Marcus slammed the brakes, truck sliding on the wet asphalt, and was out the door before it fully stopped. Cold rain slapped his face as he ran. Inside the car, a woman was slumped against the airbag, blonde hair dark with blood and water. She turned when she heard him, eyes wide, terrified. "Hold on," he yelled, yanking at the door. It wouldn't budge. He smashed the window with his elbow, reached in, sliced the seatbelt with the knife he always carried for work. The engine hissed, sparked, then whooshed into flame. Marcus dragged her clear seconds before the whole front end went up. She collapsed against him, shaking so hard her teeth chattered. Shock, cold, adrenaline, he knew the signs. The hospital was 15 miles of flooded road away. His house was 2. "My place is close," he said. "We'll get you warm, then get help." She managed to nod. He half-carried her to the truck, wrapped her in the old army blanket he kept behind the seat, and drove like hell through water that came up to the running boards. Inside the little bungalow on Maple Street, he laid her on his bed, the only real bed in the house, and peeled off her soaked jacket. Mrs. Jenkins took one look and started dialing 911, but the dispatcher said crews were hours out. Marcus checked the woman's pulse, cleaned the cut on her forehead with the first aid kit he kept for Ava's scraped knees, and covered her with every blanket he owned. She was out cold within minutes. Ava padded into the living room in her dinosaur pajamas. "Daddy, who is she?" "Someone who got her, baby. I'm keeping her safe till the ambulance can get here." Ava studied the stranger through the bedroom door, then hugged his leg. "You're a superhero." He kissed the top of her curly head. Just a dad doing the right thing. Morning came slow and gray. Marcus was on his 3rd cup of cheap coffee when the woman stirred. She sat up, winced, touched the bandage on her temple. "You're awake," he said from the doorway. "Coffee's hot. How's the head?" "Like I got hit by a truck, but I'll live." She swung her legs off the bed, noticed her ruined suit, and reached for the only dry thing in sight, his white dress shirt hanging on the chair. She slipped it on, rolled the sleeves, and walked into the kitchen like she belonged there. Marcus turned from the stove and almost dropped the spatula. "That's my shirt," he said. "Everything I was wearing is soaked and torn. Hope you don't mind." Her voice was calm, educated, a little amused. Ava bounded in. "Hi, I'm Ava. Are you okay now?" The woman crouched to Ava's level. "Much better, thanks to your dad. I'm Sophia." Ava grinned. "Cool name." Marcus cleared his throat. "Ava, bus in 10. Go grab your backpack." When the door closed behind his daughter, Sophia poured herself coffee. "I can call my driver. He's probably circling the block." "You could have left hours ago." "I wanted to say thank you properly." She reached into the designer bag that had somehow survived the crash and pulled out a thick stack of hundreds. For the bed, the clothes, saving my life, whatever you want to call it. Marcus looked at the money, then at her. "Put it away." "Most people, I'm not most people." He pushed the cash back toward her. "I didn't pull you out of a burning car because I wanted a reward. I did it because it was right." She studied him for a long moment, something shifting behind those sharp blue eyes. Then she tucked the money away. "Fair enough. You're a rare man, Marcus Hayes." She left in a black SUV that looked like it belonged on a movie set, not Maple Street. That afternoon, the local news identified her. Sophia Reed, 34, founder and CEO of Reed Technologies. AI, clean energy, billions in the bank on every 30 under 30 list in existence. Marcus stared at the screen while Ava colored at the kitchen table. "Daddy, that's the lady from last night." "Looks like it, kiddo. She's famous." "Yeah," I muttered, shaking his head, "and I just told her to keep her money." 3 days later, he was elbow deep in a busted pipe under the sink at Ava's elementary school, volunteering because the district couldn't afford a plumber, when the kids started whispering about a limo in the parking lot. Marcus wiped his hands on a rag and walked out to see what the fuss was. Sophia Reed stood there, in white suit and heels that probably cost more than his truck, sunglasses hiding her eyes until she took them off and looked straight at him. "We need to talk," she said. "If this is about the money again, it's not." She handed him a thick envelope. "Open it." Inside were legal documents. The house on Maple Street, paid in full, deed transferred to Marcus James Hayes, no mortgage, no lien, no strings. He felt the world tilt. "You bought my house?" "I bought the whole block yesterday. Yours is now yours. Forever." He stared at the papers, then at her. "Why?" "Because you reminded me what decency looks like when there's nothing in it for you. And because no little girl should grow up wondering if the lights will stay on." He started to argue. Charity, pride, all the things a man says when he spent years swallowing both, but she cut him off. "There's more. I'm starting a foundation for single parents. Real help, not photo ops. Scholarships, trade school, childcare, emergency grants. I want to name it the Hayes Foundation, and I want you to help run it. You know what people actually need, my board doesn't." Marcus laughed, a short disbelieving sound. "Lady, I fix transmissions and leaky faucets. I'm not foundation material." "That's exactly why I need you." He looked past her to the playground where Ava chased friends, pigtails flying, not a care in the world because her dad always made sure of it. Then he looked back at the deed in his hand. "Okay," he said quietly, "but we do it my way. Real people, real help. No galas where rich folks pat themselves on the back. Deal." She extended her hand. He shook it, grease and all. That was the beginning. The first meetings were awkward. Sophia in $1,000 outfits, Marcus in work boots and flannel, sitting across from each other in a diner booth because he refused to go downtown to her glass tower. But they worked. He shot down every idea that smelled like PR. She listened, rewrote proposals, doubled the budget when he said it still wasn't enough. Ava started calling her Miss Sophia and begging to go to the office after school to play with the 3D printers in the lobby. Sophia, who had never been around kids, learned how to braid hair and make unicorn-shaped pancakes on Saturday mornings. 6 months in, the Hayes Foundation had helped 312 families, paid rent, covered daycare, sent dads to welding school, moms to nursing programs. Marcus still turned wrenches every day, but now he had employees and didn't have to choose between groceries and the electric bill. One night in early spring, after a long day of grant reviews, Sophia showed up at the house with takeout from Ava's favorite taco place. Ava was already asleep. They sat on the porch steps, city lights twinkling in the distance. "You know," she said, picking at her taco, "I used to think success meant never needing anyone. Turns out I was wrong." Marcus bumped her shoulder. "Took you long enough." She laughed, then grew quiet. "I'm in love with you, Marcus, and I'm terrified because I have no idea what I'm doing." He set his food down, turned to face her. "I've been in love with you since the night you wore my shirt like it was yours and told me kindness wasn't for sale. I was just waiting for you to catch up." She kissed him then, slow and certain, the porch light flickering above them. A year to the day after the crash, Sophia proposed on the exact spot where his truck had skidded to a stop that rainy night. She got down on one knee in the mud, ring box in hand, hair soaked because, of course, it was raining again. "Marry me, Marcus Hayes. Let me spend the rest of my life proving I'm worthy of the man who saved me twice, once from a burning car, once from myself." He pulled her up, kissed her until they were both breathless. Yes, 1,000 times yes. They married quietly in the backyard Ava had helped plant with wildflowers. Ava wore a dress covered in tiny tools because that's what Daddy fixes things with. Marcus wore the same white shirt Sophia had borrowed that first morning, now pressed and perfect. Sophia wore a simple white dress and barefoot because Ava insisted fairies didn't wear shoes. The Hayes Foundation kept growing. Marcus opened a second garage that trained single dads straight out of the program. Ava won a full-ride STEM scholarship that Sophia quietly made sure existed. And every year on the anniversary of the crash, the three of them went back to that ditch on Old Mill Road, laid flowers by the oak tree that still bore the scar, and remembered the night a stranger decided another stranger's life was worth saving. No invoice, no expectation, no price tag. Because sometimes kindness is just kindness, and sometimes it's the start of everything.